Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to this webinar from Smart Learning Factory, Steinbeis University in Steinbeis, India. We're welcoming you to this webinar, and today we would like to talk about Industry 4.0 in Germany and the virtual lab on Industry 4.0. And in my presentation, I'm going to show you some aspects about Industry 4.0 and then give you an introduction to our virtual training program. Later on, my colleague Vineet Kumar from Steinbeis India will also introduce Steinbeis India. And after this presentation, you will have the chance to ask your questions and we can go into a discussion. And everyone will get a PDF of this presentation afterwards on request. So at first I would like to introduce myself. My name is Lukas Merkel. I did my major in mechanical engineering and management at the Technical University of Munich. Later on I worked as a researcher and PhD student at the Fraunhofer Institute in Germany. And 2 years ago, together with a former colleague, I founded the Smart Learning Factory, where we are setting up labs on Industry 4.0 and also online training programs. But now I also would like to get to know more about you, and So I would like to ask you to take out your smartphone and go to this website, slido.com, and I got some questions prepared for you to get to know you. And the first question I would like to ask you is which group you belong to. So are you an undergraduate student, postgraduate student, PhD student? Maybe there are a few professionals from the industry or some academic staff. So feel free to answer this question by going to slido.com and typing in the code G049. Okay, so we have 2 answers already. So right now we have about 42 participants in this webinar. Okay, so we have some undergraduate, some postgraduate students. That's good. Okay, seems like most of you are undergraduate students currently doing the bachelor's degree, and some of you are postgraduate students. That's good. So maybe we're going to get a few more answers. So right now we have 8 replies on that question. Okay, so thank you very much for those answers. So around 70% here are undergraduate students, and some of you are postgraduate students. Perfect. I think that's a good mix for this webinar. And Okay, so we also have one PhD student with us. That's good. Okay, perfect. So I would like to ask you one more question. So what is your current major? So are you studying engineering, computer science, or if you're studying engineering, what kind of engineering? So feel free to type in your current major so that I know from which subjects you are attending this webinar. Okay, so we have a lot of students from engineering, mechanical engineering, some computer science, power and energy. We have 23. That's a new subject for me. Haven't heard of that yet. Electronics and communication. Okay. Power and energy. MBA students. Okay, that's good. That's good. So we have a lot of engineering students. That's exactly the target group we were looking for. That's good. That's good. And now I have one more question for you. What is your understanding about Industry 4.0? So if you hear the term Industry 4.0, what comes to your mind? What do you think about when you hear Industry 4.0? What does that, which technologies, which topics do you have in mind when you hear about Industry 4.0? Okay. Okay, so a lot of students think it's about AI. For some of you, it's a completely new topic, robotics. Yeah, one student is saying, okay, there's also automation, advanced industry. New industry revolution, yeah, that's an interesting aspect. Yeah, of course, the internet, IoT is playing an important role in Industry 4.0, that's right. Machine learning, ML, like one type of algorithms in AI. Okay. Okay, so thank you very much for those answers. So for some of you, Industry 4.0 is all about AI, artificial intelligence, some of you have robotics in mind, but for some of you, it's a completely new topic. And so that's why today we would like to show you a little bit more about Industry 4.0 in Germany. Okay, thank you very much. And in order to give you an introduction about Industry 4.0, I would like to show a video from the German company Bosch, and which is a company which is very advanced on Industry 4.0. And I'm going to play this video now. And in this video, you can see different parts of Industry 4.0 and how it changes current manufacturing systems.
Our world is interconnected. The Internet of Things and Services allows for limitless possibilities. New technologies expedite the creation of revolutionary value-adding innovations. What seemed like yesterday's science fiction is today's reality. The fourth industrial revolution is at full speed. As pioneers of this new era, we at the Blachach plant operate a standardized production network worldwide. Our strategy is geared towards a digital factory. Our hydroelectric power station generates renewable energy. By combining energy and production data, we systematically improve our energy efficiency. Our digitized in-house special machine building unit paves the way for a fully connected production. The interaction with our machines is as intuitive as using a tablet. We experience our machines throughout the design and construction phase. To achieve this, we make use of virtual reality. Our holistic strategy towards a digital factory ensures the utilization of future-oriented technologies. To this end, we develop processes that will shape the world of tomorrow. The complete automation of our flow of material through RFID streamlines our logistic processes and reduces stocks. Simultaneously, we create transparency along the entire value stream in real time. We're aware of the processing status of every order at any given time. This fosters a highly flexible environment. Furthermore, demand-driven material replenishment reduces the workload of our employees. In our relentless effort to improve, we utilize automatically generated analysis and evaluations. In doing so, we can focus on what's important: the availability of our machines. Failure losses on production lines are made transparent by means of standardized visualizations and address specific target groups. This facilitates a comparison and benchmarking of our machines on a global scale. Trends and critical developments are automatically detected and reported to our operating personnel before output losses occur. We record potential error sources. Relevant video sequences are intelligently edited and subsequently analyzed. Reoccurring interferences are linked to known error patterns. Recommendations for action are derived from these patterns and enable our personnel on site to act as skilled problem solvers. Industry 4.0 also represents flexibility for our employees. Mobile shift scheduling allows a quick and customizable shift organization. In our cafeteria, we experience the advantages of digitization on a daily basis. RFID technology improves the payment process and caters for a relaxing lunch break. Our success is based on the exemplary collaboration within our network of experts. In all of this, we pursue one clear objective: ensuring the future of our plant and thereby the future of our employees. Because there are some things you simply cannot digitize.
So this video from the German company Bosch gives you an insight about what are current topics of Industry 4.0. But we have to say that not every manufacturing plant in Germany is advanced like that. So this plant is some kind of a pilot project, and they are using lots of technologies from the field of Industry 4.0 to optimize their production. So manufacturing is a very important career perspective if you want to work in. So if you want to work in IT, if you have some experience in IT, then manufacturing Industry 4.0 is a field with lots of career perspectives for you. And of course, different industries have a different level of digitalization. For example, in Germany, plants like that to produce automotive parts are very advanced. On the other side, there are other industries like machinery, equipment, and those industries are not so advanced yet. And currently, a lot of manufacturing companies in Germany are working on digitizing their manufacturing systems. And this study I'm showing here in this presentation asked different companies in Germany about Industry 4.0, and they asked them every 2 years. So those values are from 2014, 16, and 18, and you can see that a lot of companies are now getting involved in Industry 4.0, and they are not only in the observation and analysis phase, they are now planning and testing, and they have like the first projects going on with Industry 4.0. And so more and more companies are involved, and more companies are doing their first projects on Industry 4.0. And I think this can also be transferred to India. I think also in India, manufacturing systems are advancing. More and more Industry 4.0 technologies are implemented. And as a mechanical engineer, as a production engineer, this could be a really interesting topic for you to be part of this, transformation, and be one of the engineers who are leading the integration of new technology. And in order to help engineering students and production managers, we invented the Smart Learning Factory. And our Smart Learning Factory is a lab where production managers and students can learn about Industry 4.0. In our Learning Factory, which we set up in Augsburg in Switzerland, we can provide hands-on trainings on Industry 4.0. And so in this picture, you can see an example of a learning factory in Switzerland we set up. And in this learning factory, production managers can learn about intelligent quality assurance, about mass customization, about connected logistics. And I'm pretty sure that you've already seen some of those technologies in the video of the Bosch manufacturing plant. So in intelligent quality assurance, we of course use AI to detect quality errors. We use wireless measurement devices to do measurements and use digital checklists instead of paper-based checklists to capture the data. We use different software systems like manufacturing execution systems to realize a paperless production. We use technologies like RFID to track and trace all the materials in the production system, and we visualize data with real-time dashboards. So those are very important technologies from the field of Industry 4.0. And of course, AI, artificial intelligence, is gaining more and more importance throughout the last years. And in the Smart Learning Factory, we have 5 different topics we are focusing on. And those 5 topics are cloud-based IT infrastructures, advanced manufacturing, artificial intelligence, virtual technologies, and tracking and tracing. So cloud-based IT infrastructures are very important because a lot of technologies happen in the cloud nowadays. So for artificial intelligence, you need a lot of computing power. So you probably have some kind of cloud-based service for your artificial intelligence services. But on the other side, in a manufacturing plant, you have a lot of machines, a lot of sensors, which are on your shop floor in your local network. So companies usually have a lot of difficulties to connect the local hardware, the local sensors, with cloud services. This is always very complicated for manufacturing companies. And if you're an expert on Industry 4.0 and you're able to integrate local hardware, local sensors with cloud-based software, then you will be an expert where a lot of manufacturing companies are looking for you. On the other side, advanced manufacturing is a very important topic, and in this field we are talking about 3D printing, for example. So there are coming up more and more, or they're coming up newer manufacturing technologies, and they are also very important for Industry 4.0 because they change a lot of things like production planning and material supply. They all have to be managed differently for new manufacturing technologies. And of course, as mentioned by you already, artificial intelligence is an important topic because it helps to make database decisions, to make automatic decisions, and it helps on the automation process. Furthermore, we have some virtual technologies. Maybe you have heard of something called a digital twin, which is like a simulation model of a manufacturing system. And in the video, you've seen technologies like augmented reality and virtual reality. Those two technologies are very interesting on the research side nowadays, but they don't have a lot of implementations yet in manufacturing companies. And of course, tracking and tracing is very important. So you want to know where is your material, when did the production process start, when did it end, and therefore you need different sensors to capture your data. For example, RFID. You need some software to analyze your data and then visualize it or make decisions with it. So those are our 5 key topics on Industry 4.0 in the Smart Learning Factory. We talk about those topics in our lab, but also in our online platform. And for our online platform, which is open now for Indian students in cooperation with Steinbeis, our requirement for the students is that they are undergraduate or postgraduate students. So if you're an undergraduate student, it would be good if you are not in your first or second semester and already have a basic understanding about manufacturing systems, about programming, So this would be necessary. So advanced undergraduate students and postgraduate students are in our focus. You should have a major in mechanical, electrical, production engineering, electronics, or computer science. I think this is most of you are from mechanical engineering, like me. So this is good. We are also open for MBA students, but if you're an MBA student, you should have some basic understanding about manufacturing. So maybe you did your bachelor's degree in in engineering, or you worked at a manufacturing company for some time. Then we are also open for MBA students. Yeah, you need some basic programming skills and of course an understanding about basic manufacturing processes. So it would be good if you know like the basic principles of a manufacturing system. And you should have proficient English skills because the whole program will be in English. After your participation in the Smart Learning Factory, in the virtual lab for Industry 4.0, you will be able to implement the technologies you learned about in a manufacturing system. We can also help you to get access to German universities and companies, and you will receive a certificate provided by the Smart Learning Factory, Steinbeis India, in Steinbeis University, Germany. This program really helps you to become an expert in Industry 4.0 and also get access to international universities and companies for internships or direct entries. I already talked about the 5 different topics we cover in our Smart Learning Factory. But I also want to talk about the methods we use in this Smart Learning Factory. So our Smart Learning Factory online platform is not just another e-learning website. Of course, we have some self-study materials in the beginning, but this is just the beginning to get into the topic. Afterwards, we have interactive case studies and projects that you will be doing. So in those projects, we're gonna give you the software you need, and you're gonna work with different software tools to develop your own use cases. So you will really do problem-based tasks, and you will create your own project and not only go through materials we provide. And this method is necessary so that you are really getting into the topic, and then you will really be able to implement those technologies later. Because if you only read about those technologies, watch videos, then you might have some basic understanding, but you will not be able to integrate it on your own. And with those case studies and with the project work, you will really be able to integrate different technologies from the field of Industry 4.0 after you complete the different courses of the Smart Learning Factory. And on this slide, you can see the structure of our entry-level course we have. So in the first half of the course, you're going through the different topics, and each week you're either working on the self-study materials or you're going to an interactive case study. And when you completed the 5 different topics, you can choose one of the 5 topics for specialization. So maybe the topics you're most interested in, or the topic you think which is most promising for your career, you select one of the 5 topics for your project. And you're going to work on this project for about 5 weeks, and in the end there will be a documentation which covers a report and a presentation about the project. So the total program is about 20 weeks, and it has a workload of about 100 hours, but 100 hours is kind of the minimum you have to spend. So if you really like the topic and you really want to advance, we strongly suggest that you spend even more time and use the tools to develop even more use cases on your own. And after this presentation, you will of course receive this presentation as a PDF, and then you can also see our list of topics we have. So we have those 5 topics, and we have different courses on different levels. So in the entry level, you start with the basics of Industry 4.0. If you complete the entry level, you can later move on to the advanced and then to the expert level course of the Smart Learning Factory. I want to go through the different levels now. So in the entry level module, I already talked about it. We have the self-study, the interactive case study, and the project with a total workload of about 100 hours. In the advanced module, we added some more. So there in the advanced module, we're going to have some webinar talks about current developments of Industry 4.0. And we're going to have that together with German or Indian industrial companies. So there will be guest speakers who will give presentations about their current challenges about integrating Industry 4.0 technologies. And the project you will be working on will also be a real-world project from a real company, and the task will be given by a German or Indian manufacturing company. And if you completed the advanced module, you have the chance to move on to the expert module. And in the expert module, we integrated a 1-week visit to Germany to our Smart Learning Factory lab in Augsburg. This means that you come to Augsburg for 1 week for workshops and trainings here in Germany about Industry 4.0. And part of this week is also an application workshop for internships and master's programs in Germany. So with this, we want to give you some support to apply your knowledge in a company or do a master's degree in Germany, and we can give you some support for that. So this is all part of the expert module, which you can do after the entry and the advanced module. And of course, after each course, you will receive a certificate provided by us, Steinbeis India and Steinbeis Germany. And we're going to start with the first batch of the Smart Learning Factory Virtual Lab in April this year. So on 5th of April this year, which is about in 2 months, we're going to start with the first batch for Indian students. So we already did courses with students from Germany and Colombia and Switzerland, but for India, we're going to start in April together with Steinbeis India. And then students will be able to start the course every 3 months. So every 3 months, we're going to start a new batch where students can join the virtual lab. And so if you do the entry-level course starting in April, you can then do the advanced course from October on. So from October, there will be the first advanced level course for Indian students, because this is the earliest date when you start in April with the entry-level course. So registration on our online platform is now open, and in 2 weeks you will be able to get free access to the first topic. So you can take a look at the materials, get some insights about the projects, and get familiar with our online platform. And you will be able to get free access to one topic. and then you can register for the entry-level course. Yeah, for the Smart Learning Factory, high quality standards are very important for us. So we have online quizzes after each module. In the end, you have to write a report and give a presentation about the project you did. And all those processes are supervised by Steinbeis India. And you can, as a student, you can join us directly and do a course directly with us, but we will also be partnering with different universities in India. So maybe in a few months, your university will even partnership with us, and maybe the Smart Learning Factory becomes a part of your study program. And but for individual students, we are always open to join us every 3 months. But we are also open for universities to integrate us into their curriculum. Okay. So now I would like to give you a brief demonstration about different projects you can do in our Smart Learning Factory. Feel free to take a look at our website, smartlearningfactory.com, and feel free to follow our LinkedIn channel. So it would be nice if you subscribe to our LinkedIn channel, Smart Learning Factory. But before we go to the demonstration, I would like to ask you one more question about Industry 4.0 and the topics. And I'm asking you to go into Slido again, and because I have one more question for you. And this question will be, which topics are you currently interested in? So you can do a rating of those technologies on your smartphone, and then we will see which topics are currently interesting you the most. So take some time to think about the different topics, and you can make your own, you can do your own rating, you can do your own ranking about those different topics. Okay, so we have feedback from 2 students already. Thank you. Okay, so basics of artificial intelligence, IoT communication standards. are on the first and second place right now. But let's see how this is going to develop. Okay, machine learning for image classification, quality control is going up to the second place. Okay, we're getting more and more answers. Thank you so much. Okay, so thank you so much for participating in this ranking. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT communication standards, those are very interesting topics for you, and this is interesting. And now I would like to give you some insights about those topics, what you can do about, what you can learn about that in the Smart Learning Factory. So in the Smart Learning Factory, mass customization is a very important topic. So mass customization means that you produce, that you make products which are order specific. Each customer can configure his own product. For each customer, but with the same costs as mass production. So usually in mass production, all the products look the same, and it's very difficult to make individual wishes possible. But the idea of mass customization is that you produce products, individual products for the same costs as in mass production. And the example in the Smart Learning Factory will be a remote controlled car. So you can see a car here, and with this car can be configured with a product configurator in very different options. So you can choose different colors for the rims, you can choose different colors for the chassis, you can choose different bumpers, different battery capacities, different motors. So there are many options to design this car. And our use case we are working on is how to use AI, machine learning, to detect if the product that was produced is fulfilling the customer's requirements. And the example here is the color of the rims, the color of the tires. So each customer can select his own tire color. So maybe he wants a white tire in the front, on the front right, a blue one on the front left, and maybe a black one on the left rear. So when this product is produced, it's manufactured, it's assembled, then there has to be some kind of a quality control, a quality inspection that makes sure that this product leaves the factory exactly as configured by the customer. And we want to check this using artificial intelligence. And the Smart Learning Factory, we're going to show you how you can train a machine learning algorithm to do this. So for machine learning, you usually have to train a model with training data. So we are going to provide you with the necessary training data. So here you can see a lot of images from this car. For example, a machine learning, you will feed the machine learning algorithm with lots of pictures from a black tire. You will show him what a blue tire is. You can show the machine learning algorithm what a white tire is. And you train the machine learning algorithm. And when it's trained, you have a model. And with this model, and you can do a testing, and you can also use it to detect the tire color. So actually, in this use case, we even use different machine learning models. So we have one model, an object detection, where we detect where the tire is. So at first we have to find the position of the tire. So we have to do an object detection, and we have to train the model how a tire looks like. Once we have the tire, we crop the image to the tire, and then we do an image classification and classify if the tire we found in the picture is a black one, a white one, or a blue one. So in the Smart Learning Factory, we're going to provide you with the necessary software to perform the task. We're going to provide you with the necessary training images, and then you will develop this algorithm on your own, or train the machine learning algorithm on your own, and you will be able to detect those different objects on this remote controlled car. And if you want to spend more time with the course, you can also make pictures of your own objects. So feel free to choose any objects you find. Maybe you want to put some pens on your desk and then detect where the pen is on your desk to become familiar with this technology. And later, when you're a production engineer in a manufacturing company, you can use your skills and show them how they use artificial intelligence to detect quality errors. So this is one very interesting topic of the Smart Learning Factory. And you also said that you are interested in IoT communication standards. So I would like to show you this video about our Smart Learning Factory online platform. And this is another feature of our online platform, because here you will also be able to work with real equipment. So you will access the Smart Learning Factory on your browser, in your web browser, but then you will connect to a computer with a live stream where you can work with real hardware. So this hardware you can see here, this is real hardware which is running, and you will be able to control it from your computer. So you don't need to have this hardware at your university, you don't need to buy it by yourself. You can work with different PLCs, with different sensors. And for example, you can see here this cloud which is rotating. You can start it and stop it, and then connect to the PLCs with different communication standards to get a basic understanding how to connect to different sensors using different protocols. and you can do this with real hardware with a live stream video. So you have a live stream for this experimental setup, and you can work just as you had this device right next to you. You can also do it with two computers. So maybe you have this live stream on your tablet or on your smartphone, and you're doing the programming on your computer. So this is possible. So you don't need to buy all this equipment. You just take part in the Smart Learning Factory online course, and you will also be able to access real equipment. And this feature will be available from the advanced level course on. So and programming those sensors can be one of the projects you choose. The machine learning algorithm, the rim color detection could one of the projects you choose. So in the Smart Learning Factory, after you get the basics about the different topics, you can choose one topic to do your project. And I think those projects will really help you to get to become an expert about Industry 4.0. And now I have one final question for you. So we already did this virtual lab with German students. We did it with Colombian students from South America. But now we're going to bring it to India. And my question for you is, what are your wishes for the virtual lab? What is important for you? So you're a student, you might want to be an expert on Industry 4.0 in the future. What is important for you when you join such a online training program? Maybe you had some good experiences in the past where you said, okay, this was good, this worked out, or maybe you had some bad experience in the past where you said, I didn't like something in another online course. So we are interested in your ideas. What is important for you when you think about an online training program? This can be a topic, but this also can be the quality of the materials. It could be the access to instructors. Okay, new technology. Okay, training and practice. Yeah, and then the project, you will have a lot of time a lot of chances to practice. That's right. Okay, so new technology, master in AI, mastering machine learning are very interesting topics for you. Okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, so I was already aware that, of course, artificial intelligence, machine learning is an important topic, but I'm kind of surprised that it has that it's this important for you. So it seems like in the beginning as well as in the end, machine learning, AI, this is like the most important topic for you. I can also read 3D printing here, okay, experience, practical, okay, new technology, of course. Okay, so thank you very much for your answers, and I have one more question for you. I don't have it on Slido, but it would be nice if you answer it in the chat for me. So um, when is a good time for you students to do a webinar? So right now we are doing this webinar on a Saturday evening in India. Right now it's Saturday afternoon in Germany. In the next weeks we want to do some more webinars with students. So it would be good if you could leave a message in the chat. So what is a good time for you to do such kind of a webinar? Because also in the smart learning, in the course itself, we're going to have webinars. So is it good on the weekend? Is it good on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Is it better in the morning, at lunchtime, or in the afternoon? So what is a good time where a lot of students have the chance to join a webinar? This is also an interesting question for us, and it would be nice to get some recommendations in the chat. So thank you everyone for listening to my presentation about Industry 4.0 in the virtual lab.